Canon posts Q1 results. Sony registers a new camera in China. Could this be the A7 IV? And also, there's a new bug with Canon R5's IBIS. And OM Digital says there's going to be a new camera within weeks. This and more after the intro. Thanks for tuning into The Ordinary Filmmaker. Just before I get into today's news, please go ahead and like this video. The more likes a video gets, well, that tells me you want to watch more of these videos, and so I produce more of them. And one last thing before I get to today's news, I just launched the Night Challenge. Shoot a video at night and you could win a Zhiyun Weebill-S and an Ordinary Filmmaker baseball cap, this one right here. The contest ends on May the 14th. For more details, go ahead and watch this video here. And now, for the news. John Drummond brought this bug to my attention, and it's since been reported on Canon Rumors as well. The Canon R5 has a bug related to the R5 and how it operates IBIS. Juan posted a video stating that there's a problem with IBIS in the EOS R5, and might be with the R6 as well. That I think it's a software-related issue, other people can produce it, and even cameras in Hong Kong's Canon Service Center show it as well. When IBIS is set to on, the sensor will twist after the first picture is taken, giving noticeably blurry pictures, especially at lower shutter speeds. If you press the shutter button half press and take more pictures, the rest of them will be absolutely fine. And if IBIS is set to shot only, the issue doesn't exist. He goes on to say that in the description of his video that the issue is reproducible with both EF and RF lenses without optical image stabilization. He goes on to report that if the lens has built-in optical image stabilization, this isn't a problem. And as far as testing, well, he's tested it with firmware on the R5, 1.2, 1.3, and 1.31. Sony's registered a new camera in China, WW734234. Now the camera supports both 5 and 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, but that's all we know from this registration. I know what you're thinking. Could this be the Sony A7 IV that we've been hearing, well, so very little about? Well, actually, that's not true. I get a lot of questions asking information, but in terms of leaks or specifics from Sony, nada, zippo, nothing. So stay tuned. We should get an announcement sometime in May, and I know many of you have been waiting since, January of last year for the A7 IV. And the big story last year was Sony's A7S III. I had a lot of people asking me about that camera, and a lot of you actually thought that, no, the A7S III is done. We're going to get the A7 IV. And then once Tanaka came on in June and said, yes, the A7S III is coming out, it's going to have some wonderful stuff, there was a great sigh. Disappointment by many, hoping we get to see the A7 IV. So hopefully the A7 IV is coming out soon. Now, once we have a camera registered, it's pretty common that we'll get an announcement within 1 to 3 months. And if I was a betting man, I'd say there's a very high chance we'll get something in May. Canon released Q1 results. Canon expects the 2021 camera market to be up slightly at 5.8 million units. First quarter revenue was significantly higher than last year as sales remained strong, driven by the Canon EOS R5 and R6. Canon sees the R system as their future. By raising the appeal of our R series, we aim to further raise our market share in the full frame category and increase sales. And this is definitely a positive announcement. Now, I do need to dig deeper into the financials because while revenue is up, what matters more to us is not that revenue is up, but that, well, at least profit is stable or up as well. Because I suspect costs have gone up too, so hopefully revenue has gone up at least the same degree that costs have, or that revenue's gone up higher than costs. And that's really the details you want to get into the financials. Whenever they report that revenue is up, well, that's good, but to be profitable, you need your costs to be within check too. So I'll dig into those a little bit later and put that in a future video. The Swiss website Digitech interviewed Mr. Sandro Raman. He said OM Digital will announce a new camera within weeks, so that's pretty exciting, and he said it's going to be a tough model. Here's a brief breakdown of the interview thanks to 4/3 Rumors. OM Digital is moving away from entry-level models. Not really a surprise there, it seems everybody is leaving that to smartphones. But he does believe strongly that smartphones try that again. He does believe strongly that smartphones will never be able to track animals at a distance. I don't know, are you willing to bet your company on that? I wouldn't. Smartphones have shown with computational photography that they've been able to produce some pretty amazing feats. And one of those amazing feats is take away over 10 million units in sales from the DSLR and mirrorless market. He also went on to say that he believes that being lightweight is a major competitive advantage over full-frame mirrorless cameras. Oh, and the name Olympus? Well, they're going to continue to use that for many more years, and they've got permission to do so. And now, let's go briefly behind the scenes. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I'm giving away a brand new, unopened, you can see the seal hasn't been broken, unopened Zhiyun Weebill-S. I keep wanting to say Crane 2, because I've got the Crane 2, but I'm giving away this Weebill-S and an ordinary Filmmaker baseball cap to the winner of the night challenge. I'm not going to go into all the details because on the weekend I actually published a video, this one right here, that goes into that details. But the one thing I will mention, I'm not going to be giving away the Weebill. I will be giving away, I'll be shipping this out to the winner, but I won't be selecting the winner is what I mean to say. Thanks to Jordan Drake for offering to step in. Well, I actually asked him. I asked Jordan if he'd be willing to choose from the 5 finalists that I select a winner. The reason for doing this is one is to make it a little bit more interesting, but the primary reason for doing this is to add a bit more of a level of transparency to the contest. So I'm really looking forward to that. It's pretty exciting. Now, one other thing, if you caught me this weekend, you'll notice I was playing around with a live stream. Now, I was using a new free service. Well, I was using their free service. What was it? StreamYard. And it was set to 720, and on my screen it looked pretty good, but when I see what was uploaded, it was pretty bad. Now, a couple of things are at play here. I was using Wi-Fi, and the company does recommend that I use a wired cable jacked directly into the router. And what that will ensure is I get the best bit rate possible. But the free version also offers a lower bit rate. So this weekend, I'm going to head and try doing another video, and I'm going to use a higher bit rate. I'm going to try 1080p. But this is what I've got planned. You'll notice that every week I do a AMA video, an Ask Me Anything video. It's about camera gear, pretty well anything. Some of you will even ask me what my day job is. But the whole purpose of this video is to give you an opportunity to ask somebody in the field what it's like using certain camera gear, what it's like to grow your channel, or any other camera or gear related question. And what I would like to do is change this format from a static video that I shoot sometimes Thursday or Friday night and go live Saturday morning. So I'm thinking of doing it around 7:30 Eastern Daylight Time or New York time. I'll go live for about an hour, and I'll still solicit your questions ahead of time so I'm prepared. If nobody shows up, if I don't have many questions, I've already got a list of questions ready to go, and those will get prioritized over questions added. But the advantage you have is if you attend this session and you've got a question that you've provided, it gives you the opportunity to ask some follow-up questions, and that's one of the biggest problems I have with all these pre-shot videos. I'm unable to ask you further questions. And as I continue to shoot more and more of these videos, there's an opportunity that I could actually invite you into the session and you could ask your question live. We could do some follow-ups. I want to make this a little bit more engaging. So that's the plan. Again, this is pilot number 2. I want to see how well the quality looks if I'm shooting 1080p this time around. Now, the last time I did shoot with my M1 MacBook Air. It's not a quality problem there. What I was seeing on the screen was a much higher resolution image. The microphone on the M1 was very good. So I'm going to play around with the settings with StreamYard and the architecture and make sure I'm jacked directly into the router. So that should make this a little bit more exciting. But I think it was a success. I had as many as 49 people watching at once with something like over 500 people tuning in to the live stream, which I thought was pretty successful. But that's it for now. Don't forget to subscribe for your chance to win 2 Angelbird 128GB AV Pro MK2 V90 UHS-2 SD cards, along with a dual UHS-2 card reader, also from Angelbird. Or you could win a Ulanzi LED light package with an accent light, underwater light, and various other flat panel lights to light your subject, or as a starter kit for someone starting your own channel. And just in case you're wondering, I've actually been using Ulanzi LED lights. They're around $19 on B&H. They're what I use to light my bookcase behind me, and I've been using them for 6 months. And I would say every day they get at least 15 minutes of use, so they seem to be holding out very well, so I'm pretty happy with them. And if you want to help support my channel, please use my affiliate links for B&H or Amazon, or consider buying an ordinary Filmmaker baseball cap, like this one here, for $34.99 at ordinaryfilmmaker.com. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you again soon.